Before we dive into how you can completely dominate every match you play, take a look at this. Right now, 97.6% of the people watching this video are not actually subscribed to the channel. If you want to elevate your football IQ, master your mindset, and transform the way you perform on the pitch, hit that subscribe button right now. It takes 1 second, but it directly supports the channel and helps us bring you more elite-level breakdown content. Now, let's talk about the ultimate secret weapon used by world-class players, the flow state. You have seen it 1,000 times on the biggest stages in world football. A midfielder receives the ball in the middle of a chaotic, high-intensity match with 3 defenders rushing towards him. Instead of panicking, he moves with effortless grace, glides past the pressure, and delivers a perfect pass as if everything is happening in slow motion. Think of players like Paul Pogba during the 2018 World Cup or Luka Modric in the Champions League. They do not just play the game. They control the entire reality of the pitch. Most amateur footballers spend years training their footwork, shooting accuracy, and endurance. Yet, when match day arrives, they underperform. They feel stiff, overthink every single touch, and play with fear. The difference between an average player and an elite player is rarely just physical ability. It is almost always psychological. When you enter the flow state, your internal dialogue completely shuts off. You stop asking yourself what might go wrong. You stop worrying about making a mistake, and you enter a realm of total instinctive execution. In psychology, the flow state is defined as a mental state where a person performing an activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. In football, this translates to effortless dominance. Your vision expands, your reaction time speeds up, and your decision-making becomes instant. You do not consciously calculate the distance of a pass. Your brain automatically calculates it based on thousands of hours of repetition, freed from the paralysis of overthinking. In this video, we are breaking down the exact step-by-step protocol to unlock this state every single time you step onto the pitch. To trigger the flow state consistently, you must first understand what kicks you out of it. The number one killer of performance on the football pitch is hyper-self-awareness, commonly known as overthinking. When you receive the ball and instantly think about the coach watching you, the crowd shouting, or the mistake you made 5 minutes ago, your brain shifts from the instinctive cerebellum to the analytical prefrontal cortex. This creates a fraction of a second delay in your actions. In modern, high-speed football, a fraction of a second is the difference between a goal-scoring pass and getting tackled. The first step in our protocol to dominate the pitch is mastering your pre-match preparation. Flow requires a precise balance between challenge and skill. If the challenge is too high, you feel anxiety. If the challenge is too low, you feel bored. To reach the sweet spot, you must calibrate your focus during your warm-up. Instead of casually kicking the ball around, engage in high-engagement, reactive drills. Simple one-touch wall passes where you scan your shoulders before every touch immediately force your brain to focus on the present moment. The second step is body language and physical presence, often referred to as aura. Your mind and body exist in a continuous feedback loop. When you slump your shoulders, look down at the grass, or show visible frustration after losing the ball, your brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol tightens your muscles and narrows your field of vision. Conversely, when you hold an upright posture, keep your head high, and actively claim your space on the pitch, you signal to your nervous system that you are in total control. This physical stance lowers your heart rate under pressure and sends a clear message to your opponents. You cannot be intimidated. Notice how the greatest midfielders step onto the pitch. They do not hurry frantically, nor do they look anxious. They possess an aura of calm composure. They move deliberately, observe everything around them, and invite the pressure because they know that pressure creates space behind the defender. When you embrace the pressure instead of fearing it, your perception of the game changes instantly. The third step in mastering the flow state is developing dynamic scanning habits. Scanning is not just turning your head randomly. It is the active collection of tactical information before the ball arrives. Elite midfielders scan the field between 3 to 5 times in the 10 seconds leading up to receiving a pass. Because they already know where the open space is, where their teammates are positioned, and where the defender is pressing from, they do not need to look at the ball when it arrives. Their first touch is proactive, taking them away from danger before the opponent can even react. When you have a complete mental map of the pitch before touching the ball, fear vanishes. You no longer worry about getting tackled because you already know your next two options. This clarity allows you to stay relaxed, allowing your instincts to execute complex skill moves, threaded through balls, or subtle body feints effortlessly. Finally, you must master the reset mechanism. No player in history has ever played a perfect game without losing possession or missing a pass. The difference between good players and legendary players is how they respond to mistakes. Average players dwell on their errors, dragging negative energy into the next play and breaking their flow. Elite players use a trigger word or physical action, like snapping their fingers, adjusting their socks, or taking a deep breath to instantly wipe the slate clean. The moment the ball leaves your foot, the past no longer exists. The only thing that matters is the current phase of play. By combining structured preparation, dominant posture, relentless scanning, and an instant reset routine, you unlock the ability to play in the flow state at will. You will no longer just participate in matches. You will dictate the tempo, manipulate the defense, and dominate the game from the first whistle to the last. Take these principles, apply them in your next training session, and watch your game elevate to a level you never thought possible.